drop the bill, but it's one that I'm thinking about, and one that I actually hope to drop within the next 2 or 3 weeks, actually.
Has the state seen repercussions from the cuts?
That we have. We've seen, especially in the landlord-tenant areas, what we've seen are a huge, it's not in New Jersey, unemployment has been high. It's been hovering at 9.1 to 9.5. We've seen a lot of people who have never been without a job who've been laid off, downsized. We have a lot of people who are facing foreclosures, which is a specialty, Cindy. And we have a whole group of people, as we've held hearings on this 2 weeks ago, we have a whole group of people who are being evicted from their homes and don't have the lawyer that they otherwise would have had. So they're at a major disadvantage because most of the landlords would have an attorney. Years ago, if you qualified, you'd have an attorney, but we have many, many people now who don't qualify, who are being evicted, who really shouldn't be, and if they had a lawyer that could guide them through the process, they'd be protected. We've also seen a loss of about a little over 30% of lawyers throughout New Jersey who've devoted their lives to handling legal services issues. And these people tend to work at reduced rates that are not quite market rates, but people who truly believe what they're doing and have devoted their lives to helping the poor. So they also have faced layoffs, lawyers and paralegals and other staff. So I look at it as tragic both for the lawyers who've devoted their lives as well as the people who relied upon the lawyers who traditionally had the support. So that's another area that we've worked on. Another bill that I'm very proud of is a bill that says, and Pat I believe was a co-sponsor, it says that any internet ad or legal publication in a newspaper or periodical that as a qualification for employment requires the applicant to have a job and states that in the ad, that is a civil violation, one that will involve a $1,000 fine for the first violation and $3,000 for each subsequent violation. The governor initially vetoed that bill. It passed overwhelmingly in the Assembly. It passed overwhelmingly in the Senate. The governor did something called a conditional veto. We made some changes to the fines, but the governor ultimately did sign the bill. And that bill now is on the books, and it says that if an ad actually says that you need to have a job in order to qualify for the position, that is a civil violation. It's not criminal, and it does not cause a civil cause of action that you can base a lawsuit upon. But you can file with the New Jersey Workplace Development, Labor Department. If you have the ad, they'll get hit with a fine. So that's another bill I'm very proud of. It's gotten a lot of press lately. Really looking for a shift in consciousness with the economic times that we've been struggling through. Can you say anything at all about what the legislature is doing to help grow jobs in the district? Very, very difficult. And in all honesty, one of the most frustrating things that I've seen. I don't really think that at this particular point, the governor, and I guess we also have some blame in this regard, are thinking big enough. We really have to start getting people back to work, and specifically helping people save their houses. Everywhere you go anymore, and I'm sure East Brunswick is the same. You drive through neighborhoods, you see grass this high. You know why grass is that high? People have literally walked away from their home. In my hometown of South Plainfield, I was told, because our Public Works Department was directed to go out and cut the lawn, that there's about 150 homes that are in foreclosure. We as a state and as a nation on a broader base have got to do something to help folks. I mean, zero interest loans, maybe forgive a portion of loans for folks that are out of work. We have to do something to get people back on, because our country's at risk right now. I truly believe that. If we have another double dip, which now some folks are starting to talk about, and then the actions on the federal level with the partisanship about the debt level, et cetera, where they should be getting together, getting money into the economy to get people to work. It's become way too polarized. It's just become way too polarized. Besides the programs that Patrick is talking about concerning those who are in foreclosure, which, by the way, there are many programs we passed, and one of the things we've also done, I think both Democrats and Republicans, we passed some what we consider to be very business-friendly bills. What are they? Well, one of the ones we did last year takes a variety of business losses, different categories of losses, long-term capital losses, operating losses, losses dealing with certain investments, and traditionally they've been treated differently in New Jersey, where you couldn't mingle them. We passed a bill that takes, I believe it was about 7 different categories, Patrick, 7 different categories of losses, which is a benefit to a lot of small businesses. Another thing that we've done that I co-sponsored was a bill that extended the life of business write-off losses. So not only have we changed the categories and allowed categories to be mixed, we've also extended the years by which certain business losses can be written off, which will reduce taxable income for a lot of businesses and proprietors. We also, through our good friend Albert Catino, who's a legislator in Newark, who spearheaded a whole bunch of bills that deal with trying to recruit different businesses, mostly small businesses, but some large ones too, recruit businesses from other states into New Jersey by giving them tax benefits, moving costs, helping them with their move, providing different services for their employees. So we've done some things that we hope will, perhaps in a small way, will help people apply for jobs, and we'll create some jobs. I mean, is it a cure-all for the whole state? Will it get the 9.1% back to work? No, but it will create some opportunities, and it will create some more jobs at different levels.
I think you serve on the Environment and
yes, I do.
Solid Waste Committee as well. We're sitting here on probably could be one of the hottest days of the year, I think. In your service to the committee with the environment, what kinds of issues are you dealing with?
Quite a few. One very important issue right now that's, again, emerged, I'd say within the last year, a topic that I really didn't even know that much about myself until about a year ago, deals with a term called hydrofracking. Mm-hmm. In Texas, in Pennsylvania, and in certain other areas, mostly in the Southwest, natural gas companies are involved in an escapade, which is known as fracking. And what it is they drill wells in certain areas of the country where it would affect New Jersey. It's known as the Marcellus Shale in northeast Pennsylvania. And they drill into the area where they believe the natural gas is. And they use a pipe that goes to the pocket within, the gas is located within certain rocks. And there's a cocktail of chemicals that are used. And what we've seen, what we've learned is that in northeast Pennsylvania, where at least in my opinion, doesn't have as strong a record on environmental issues as New Jersey, what's happened is that this toxic cocktail has leaked into the groundwater, into drinking water, and it's also started to leak into the Delaware River. And I was a co-sponsor of a bill that bans hydrofracking in New Jersey. And also, we recently passed a resolution that went to the Delaware River Basin Commission that essentially urged this 5-panel commission to ban hydrofracking to protect the Delaware River and to protect our drinking water. A lot of people don't realize, I'm one of them, I didn't realize myself until I became a member of the committee, that in the northwestern part of the state, that provides drinking water to millions and millions and millions of New Jerseyans. So it's not just what I would call a tree-hugging type issue, but it's a real issue of safety and clean water. That's a hot topic right now. We've done a lot of other things, but I would say the hydrofracking bill is one of the most important ones right now. Last week, the governor pulled out of the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, which is known as RGGI, an acronym RGGI. Legislators such as Patrick and others have been working on this for many, many years. And numerous states have signed on to this compact. And the governor on his own decided to pull New Jersey out of this compact, which I think is a big, big mistake for a lot of reasons. And that's another hot topic that's been in the news the last week.
I think Congressman Rush Holt is also working on the hydrofracking issue.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, you're both serving the 18th District. For our viewers who are watching, what are the sorts of things that you may be able to help them with as individuals? Are there such things?
Oh,
yes, quite a few.
Yeah. I always say to folks, if you have a problem with any state agency, whether it's getting appropriate benefits, and even if it's a federal, Medicare, Medicaid, reach out to our offices. At least we'll lead you in the right direction. We both have very good staff. They make us look good, and they will get right on it. I mean, it is not at all uncommon. I'm at the A&P or some such place, and someone will come up to me and say, I just want to thank you so much for, helping my daughter with a particular application or whatever, and I have no idea what they're talking about because my staff took care of it. But and again, maybe it shouldn't be that way, but if a call comes from our office, they're more likely to take it and be responsive than if you just so. We'll be happy to give out our contact information, but I always say to folks, it's better you call and me say, gee, there's nothing I can do for you, as opposed to, oh, Pat can't help me with this. So really, any issue concerning this a governmental agency, don't hesitate to call us.
Absolutely. Patrick and I have the same attitude. If it's a township issue or a city issue, even though it's not within our jurisdiction, we always try to help, make the call, write a letter. It might be issues such as potholes. It might be veterans issues. It might be issues dealing with Social Security. It might be issues dealing with tax refunds and senior freeze benefits. It could be a whole myriad of things. A lot of times people call on issues that really are local, but they really just want to be heard. And Patrick and I do have a great staff, and we both try to point people out in the right direction. So it might be, let's say people called from East Brunswick and there was a big issue dealing with, say, a health code violation at a local business or a house. We'd call Mayor Stahl or one of the local council members, put them in touch with the Public Works or Health Department, and try to guide them a lot of times. And that's all people want a lot of times, is a little bit of guidance. And somebody to kind of listen to their problem.
We can't get involved in something that's being litigated,
right.
But we can at least lead them in the right direction.
And how would they contact you?
We all are the same. It's the easiest thing is email, I believe. Every assemblyman has the same email address, Assemblyman ASM, and then you plug in the name. So in my case, it'd be asmdiegnan, Diegnan, at NewJerseyLeg.org. In Pete's case, it's Assemblyman Barnes at NewJerseyLeg.org.
It automatically goes to our legislative office. They can also call us. My phone number is 732-548-1406. So between the designated email address and that phone number, they can get a hold of me.
And mine is 908-757-1677. But I always like email because, first of all, you have a record of it, and I always say to folks, you could do it at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we'll get right on it.
Well, we've actually run out of time. I know Mayor Stahl is very sorry that he wasn't able to be here today, and I know that he hopes you'll both come back maybe for a fall update, legislative update.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Anytime. I think you did a better job.
You did.
You're too kind.
Let's take a vote.
You're too kind.
Excellent job.
He's in trouble.
Thank you so much for taking time.
Anytime.
Thanks for having us.